I'm just at the rooftop, keeping my finger on the pulse and my eye on the street.
Hey Toma, good morning. Hope you're up and ready for the show today.
Yeah, I just got to the office now. Have you contacted Abuja?
Hello guys, we are set and right on our way to the studio.
And the guest is standing by.
Hi Ria.
I'm almost ready. Just let me get my glam for the show.
Good morning Ibrahim. What about the dailies?
I just grabbed the papers. I'm on my way.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Right. Nobody knows how the day will go, but every day starts with breakfast.
Start your day right here on TVC Breakfast every weekday from 7 a.m. only on TVC News.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you very much for staying with us on the program. Political tremors hit Osun APC as Senator Iyiola Omisore, one of the state's most recognizable political heavyweights, is barred from contesting the party's governorship primaries. The party says this disqualification followed its internal screening procedures. Senator Omisore says the process was anything but transparent, insisting the party has exceeded the limits set by the Electoral Act on who can be screened out and why. What exactly happened inside the APC? Were the rules followed, and does this disqualification deepen existing fractures within the party's structure? Senator Iyiola Omisore joins me on the program tonight to respond. Thank you so much for joining me on the program, Senator.
Thank you. Good evening.
You're welcome to Politics Tonight.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Deputy Governor of the state, two-term senator, and more recently National Secretary of the All Progressives Congress. But the same party has barred you from contesting for the governorship primary. How embarrassed are you?
Well, the disqualification of my candidature and several others by the party, like I said, was a really good joke. It's a political rascality taken too far, because the Electoral Act, in its tenets, there's a limit to what party can do in terms of disqualification of candidates. Only court can disqualify candidates. So, and I believe that last night, some of the aspirants met with the president and invited the party chairman and said to go and work on it and rectify disqualification, because they show their displeasure. There's an embarrassment to them. So outsiders who doesn't know that it's internal politicking.
Who are the outsiders, Senator?
I mean, people who are not politicians, who are not used to it. When you see you are disqualified. Some of my friends were calling me, my nieces, my friends, my wife, my children. So there is a need for us to set the record straight.
You think the national leadership of your party is compromised?
Well, at that point, yeah, they were. And yesterday, when they met the president yesterday, all the aspirants that met the president complained the same thing. Mr. President now invited the national chairman to look at it and say that she go and work on it and reverse the disqualification.
Why were you not at that meeting?
Well, that's a good question. Sometimes ago, about 4 weeks ago, I met with Mr. President. He invited me to come and see him on the issue of Osun State gubernatorial elections. We had a very lengthy discussion, and I was there to let him know what's happening in the state. Because the only source of information for Mr. President from Osun State is the Minister of Blue Marine, Mr. Iyiola. And all we are told the President is things that he believes in and align with his thoughts. So I told Mr. President, I came to see you to let you know what's happening in Osun State. This is the position of the leadership. This is what's happening in that state. And whatever you want to do as a president, we are ready to abide with it. But we must all know where we are going. Okay, so at that point in time, I ended Mr. President that he said I should ask our leader, Chief Bishop Akande, to come and see him. So maybe after that, we now consult. But basically, I realized in my conversation with the president that the minister has said so many things that are not correct to the president.
About you?
Not about me, about the politics of Osun State. Osun State, we have leadership, we have elders council, but he appropriated everything to himself and working towards the goal.
What does it stand to gain?
Well, you know, like I said sometimes ago, about 2 days ago, that after we lost election 2022, we set up a panel headed by former Minister of Health to look at the pitfalls that can avoid us failing in future. They sat, they met, and they came with recommendations that one, the cause of that, the main cause of that election loss was the governor, Iyiola. And basically, he was operating within some few of his commissioners who aided the loss. They now warned in that report that, look, these people have aided the report, tried to let us stay back, let other people came. But he insisted on promoting these people, and one of them he was sponsoring openly as the governor candidate for the party.
Who is that?
Mr. Oyebamiji was commissioner for finance. So he was Oyebamiji, yes. He was sponsoring him openly without any request, any apology. So I now to Mr. President, look, if you want to have a primary, let everybody feel free. Even when you want to end up in the consensus, push you feel free towards the end of it. Like yesterday now, Mr. Speaker called the other aspirants. I told them he has met with me, and this was what I said. And now that the president is the leader of the party, he has made a pronouncement what he wanted to do. Then everybody will abide what he has said. But it behoves on us as leader of that party to let him know the build-up of the stories, to know why we failed in 2018, to know why we almost failed in 2018, and why we failed in 2022, to avoid the pitfalls of 2026.
But were you ever promised the ticket of your party?
Nobody will promise ticket of the party. No, I mean, like you just said now, if I'm promised ticket of the party, that means there won't be any primaries. That means other people will be sidelined. In political setup, all aspirants will show interest. Along the line, you walk towards the primary. Along the line, you can be the consensus around the candidates. Then the president might not say who runs the ticket of the party.
We had this conversation in September, and I remember I was drawing your attention to why some supporters of the APC wanted you to become the consensus candidate. They said you're more popular. They said you sacrificed so hard for the party, and now it's your turn to reap the reward of those sacrifices. But you've called the screening process a joke, but the committee says you were disqualified over alleged irregularities in your nomination document. I mean, many Nigerians expected you to know better.
Well, like I said, what you said that 150 nominators on my form were not party members, whereas we bought 1,000 forms with those names. And if you are not a party member, they won't sell forms to you. We took out of those names for the nominators. So that was why I said it's a political rascality taken too far. But like I said now, the president has intervened that must be reversed. So in that case, we are at the point that if that is done, everybody will be happy with themselves. And he has gone further to assure that there will be a consensus being around Brother Ibamiji. As the leader of the party, we have no choice. But the point is that towards that build up, a leader must be let to know the operation was in the state. Everything in the state, we have to let him know where our pitfalls, what made us to fail in 2018, in 2022, so that in 2026 we won't have the same problem. So that was why I met and I explained everything to him, and I let him know that look, as the president, you have a financing. There will be some people like me to let you know that these are the issues on the state.
So what was the outcome of that meeting with Mr. President? Because your absence at that meeting yesterday, someone already insinuating that you're upset with Mr. President.
No. Yesterday's meeting was coordinated by Mr. Iyiola. They took them to the meeting. Exactly. Okay. He's aware that I met the president already, and I've told the president my own position. Right. So that is it.
So when you say there is a limit to what a party can do in disqualifying a candidate, what exactly are those limits in your understanding?
Well, in the Electoral Act, section 8.31 says that parties' disqualification or nomination of candidature is limited to only the party level. That when it comes to approval of candidature, it has to go to a court. And you know, those rascality is always peculiar in party structures. When I was national secretary, the first attempt was the national, when you want to have presidential elections, there were some rumors that you must discover candidates. I said, look, this is not, aspirants that time. I said, you are going to run for a Electoral Act, and you are going to let Nigeria know you see the president of the party. So I insisted that everybody must be cleared. To a point that I have to appoint provost of the Corruption Academy to monitor the process, but it was becoming difficult for me to control. But eventually, everybody was clear, we went for primaries. So these are things that is known. And now that it's already in public space, and the chairman has been asked to do something about it, I believe it's a mistake everybody has realized, and that must be a case of the...
So while we wait for that, Senator, do you think you've been used and dumped again by the party when it mattered the most to you?
Well, not, one, like I said, the former governor, Oyetola, he almost lost the election in 2018. I came to his rescue. He won the election. In 2022, he lost the election again. And at that point in time, instead of me to own up to that loss, he started shifting blames. And when the report came out from the Professor Odiwole's report, we realized that election has been lost, build up to the party. Because initially when we met before the main election, the voters in Osun State is around 1.7 million voters as at last 2022. And myself, I was with Governor Ganduje, former Governor Ganduje, Fayemi and Sonolu. I said, Mr. Governor, when voters are 1.7, I mean, this election is going to be very keen. Let us target 1 million voters as our projection. That was what he ended up to. But because of his caucus, he has a caucus that he works with. Those people now towards election, they now plan for 442,000 votes. They now gave local government projections. They said they are doing digitalization. So like my local government now, we have almost about 100,000 votes. He said they want 27,000 from that place. So which we did. So after he now lost election, he started blaming that people from Ife didn't vote for him as such. Okay. I said, look, we couldn't go what he projected. And you projected 400,000 votes, you had almost 40,000 votes too. So the mistake was made originally by him. So that is why I said he's not qualified to impose the candidate on us again. And I told Mr. President, look, this is the issue. And if we want to talk about zoning, if we want to zone to a particular zone, all of us will look at that zone, we look where we can get votes. But elections about voting is about voting, not friendship or anything about it. So look, let us go this way. We all sit down, we all agree that this is where we're going. So, but somebody appropriating the whole of Osun State to himself as an emperor becomes the problem.
So since that post-mortem of the election, that relationship has been fractured between yourself and former Governor Iyiola?
No, not really, because when Governor Adeleke wanted to come to APC, he was always calling me that this is a problem that we have to resist. And I went to Channel to resist that thing, not knowing that he has his own plan to upscale me. I don't mind. It's one of those things in politics.
I mean, from what you just said, Senator, you made a lot of sacrifices for the emergence of former Governor Iyiola. Would you still make the same sacrifices for the party?
Well, I'm a party man. But you know, like I said, that last election, when I saw Mr. President, look, after we lost 2022, when I saw Mr. President, he now said, Iyiola, you lost Osun State. I said, well, he said, so I felt so bad. So I reminded him when I met him that, look, this, for us not to lose, these are my own views. So, and as part of this one, you have a final say, which he has done. So the point now is that if those things are not done, well, we are going to struggle.
So the state leadership of the party, the national leadership of the party have not done anything to reconcile with heavyweights. No,
I think, what's happening now is that after this meeting they held yesterday...
Because this is not good for the states.
I know it's not good for the states, but this issue is coming up maybe along the line as we are progressing and things are being done properly.
I mean, he doesn't want you to become the next governor. Does he?
When he has the candidate, he's promoting, so that's his own choice.
All right.
So the choice of like you said, the people's choice is this way. His own choice is this way. Okay. So whatever I want to, that's what I'm saying. But you know, I normally when there's a leader, whether it's the president, a leader must always be told the truth. But Mr. President will take a decision based on facts before him. If you mislead your leader, there'll be a problem at it. So that was why I told Mr. President, these are the issues on ground. But he still has the final say. And whatever he dictated is what I'm going to end up with. But he would have had those undertones. What happened?
All right. So I asked if you felt used and dumped by the party again, because I remember your supporters believe you've invested so much in the party. They say you were instrumental to how former Governor Iyiola became governor, which you have highlighted tonight. And I remembered that you stepped down for Chief Bisi Akwande in 1998. You went on to funding the party, and that move has made it very hard for you to become governor again. A very, very personal ambition to you. Do you regret that move?
I don't regret any move because God's time is always the best. And as a party man,
is this God's time?
Well, God's time is always the best. When God's time comes, nobody can stop it.
Even if you do not get the tickets of the party this year,
it's
still God's time.
Now the president has been the consensus and the candidate. So the issue of ticket has closed.
Okay.
So the issue now is for us to work towards the goal of the party winning.
So if there is a consensus candidate, would you support the person?
Well, I have no choice than support what the president has dictated.
All right. Let's take a break, Senator. And when we return, we'll continue this conversation. Please stay with us, everyone.
In a world where news never sleeps, we're taking a giant leap into the future. We at TVC Communications are proud to introduce a new era in news broadcasting. But first, let me introduce my special friend, Olamide AI. Hi, Olamide Human. Is it time to come out yet? Yes, indeed it is. And you can bring your friends along. Meet our new AI anchors, speaking your language and sharing your stories. From English, good day. These are the news headlines to Pidgin.
Better country people, on a good evening.
Yoruba, Ekaro, Ekudede Asikoyi, Shedadalabayi, Igbo,
Ndewo, Auto Innovation, Ahambu Obada Samson Ejiro,
and Hausa.
Mutane na sanar da zuwa, sunana Raki Abdulkarim kuma kana kallon TVC News.
We are bringing the news closer to you. Faster, smarter, and always reliable. And together, we are shaping the future of news for every Nigerian, everywhere. Innovation, connection, and trust. The future of news is here.
TVC News, first with breaking news. And now first in Nigeria with AI news anchors.
Thank you very much for staying with us on Politics Tonight. APC says Senator Iyiola Omisore's disqualification followed its internal screening procedures. But the senator says the process was anything but transparent, insisting the party has exceeded the limits set by the Electoral Act. That's the conversation we're having tonight. And in the studio with me is Senator Iyiola Omisore. Thank you very much for staying with us, Senator. So,
thank you very much. Good evening.
Just for the purpose of clarity and emphasis, would you support a consensus candidate?
Normally, consensus, when you say consensus candidates, the electoral allows for direct, indirect, and consensus candidate primaries. And when you want to do a consensus, you build consensus around a candidate. That is, obtaining opinions among the people and come to the most popular candidate. So when you have unpopular candidates that people start kicking against, that's why you see people being disqualified. But they are afraid that the candidate being chosen is not popular. So, but in the case where we are now, every party has a structure. In this case, we have a leader. Since Mr. President has agreed that he's going this way, all of us have to follow.
So clearly, you would support a consensus candidate.
Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely.
All right. I want you to take you back to the level of sacrifices you've made for the party. Before that break, I made reference to Chief Bisi Akode's administration, whether or not it favored you, despite sacrificing so much, stepping down for him and then funding the party. Do you feel you deserved the party's nomination and backing to become governor based on the contributions you've made?
Well, at the time, that was 1998.
Yes.
Yeah, I was the youngest of the aspirants that time.
You were?
I was youngest of them. So, Chief Akande was the chairman of the party in the state. And and Chief Akande was deputy governor to late Bola again, Oyo State. So we have hierarchy in the party. There are commissioners then, Chief Lady Adebayo, Senator Akifenwa, and Shimorakiyo. All of them are blessed memory now. They all showed interest in the government's aspiration too. There's some of other colleagues, like Senator Bayo Salami, who is late now. But the moment Chief Akande signified interest, in accordance with the procedure of the Afenifere and the Progressives, is the most senior member at that point in time. So when the next senior was Akifenwa, said, look, since Bisi Akande has come to show the interest, all of you have to respect leadership and we have to step down. So interestingly, I just did. So I was just coming to politics. So I just felt that, and Shivakadi was nice to us, bring us together when he was party chairman. So I have no choice than to step down for him. So in the same vein, ordinarily, now, among all the aspirants now, you want to follow the regular way of progressive, I'm the most senior of all of them, most experienced of all of them. That was why people were saying they should step down or should be considered around me. But the wisdom of Mr. President, he has no reason for doing something else, which as the party man and as a Nigerian, we have to be loyal and obedient to the president.
You know, I made reference to that because some of your supporters are saying that's like the biggest mistake of your political career, and you stood a better chance at becoming governor then.
Well, as a young man, I don't believe it's a mistake on my time, because intuition of life and what I've gone through in life, what has become of me, I think I have no regrets. But some people are governors that time now, that are my friends, they are even relevant politically. So, what do I have to thank God for everything?
All right. So, while we wait for this internal resolution at bringing all of the aggrieved aspirants together, and perhaps there may be a new date for the primary election, did you ever stand a chance, Senator?
Well, ordinarily, to be modest and sounding modest, if I'm going for primaries, I won't have had less than 80% of the votes.
80%?
Yeah.
That's a lot of confidence.
It is, yeah, it is. And, you know, when there's this massive disqualification, you start smelling rats. And I'm sure there are reports that show that as well. That was why the party went desperate to discover all of us. So I just believe that, so having not gone for primaries, then these are things that happen. And the language of Mr. President, when you face this kind of thing in political circles, you don't lose, you have not lost anything, you are just learning. You know, you are just learning. Because 2022, bit of 2023 election, when you are walking around, Mr. President said, look, I'm going for this election, I cannot lose but learn. But luckily, we won the election for Mr. President. So this one now, it's a project you are going to learn. But no matter what happens, there's a finality on our ambition, finality on the decision, and we have to go on that line. And before now, that was why I made efforts to let Mr. President see the reasons why and why we must think this way, must think this way. And if you look at when we look at what's happening now, after I met Mr. President, Governor Uzodimma now called me that I saw Mr. President that I want to discuss Osun politics. I said, look, Governor Ope, we have leaders in Osun State. I'm not from Southeast or from Imo State. Let our leaders, this is a local, it's not a governor's forum. This is local politics. There's no way you can dabble into Osun politics that will understand you. So it's better for you to leave it to people. And he agreed. And I thank him for his interest. So like yesterday now, when Mr. Iyiola rallied down the other aspirants to Mr. President, you can see that the setup of the photo optics they have today, they're not a good person from Osun State, except Iyiola only. And then you want to settle that kind of thing, it's local, it's internal, and it's extremely internal. You are expected our leaders in Osun State to be present as well. I only saw the SDF from Benue State.
I think they are also compromised? The state leadership of the party?
No, they were not invited.
Okay.
They can't get attached to the presidency now. If they have been invited, they have come as well. So, and they are all against the position of Mr. Iyiola. But the point is that maybe that's why I didn't invite them. Because as a minister, he has access to the president, federal access to the president. So he must have wrongly fed the president wrongly. And you know, as a president, information, you have to get briefing from everybody. And because of what he has fed him, he might take a decision based on what he knows.
Yes.
So you cannot even blame the president at all. That was why I said, Mr. President, I can never blame you for what is going to happen. Because you are the president. It's what you had that make you to decide. But I'm giving another opinion from other side of the divide. So look at it together and make up your mind.
All right. You know, I asked if you ever stood a chance because, I mean, we've heard a lot of stories are going around. We've heard party chieftains from Osun State, even at the national level, say the party prefers or preferred someone with little or no political baggage. They say some of the observers are suggesting that your political history makes it quite uncomfortable for the party to adopt you and make you, whether a consensus candidate or make you the governorship candidate of the party. Do you think that may have contributed to your disqualification?
Well, there's not, disqualification is not a basis of survey. So that's an opinion.
But you also said it was not transparent.
Exactly. So my political experience, my political knowledge in the last 30 years in that state, it's just like an old wine that tastes better and better. So each time I came out for election, each time I went around, you can see that there's organic supporters. People are excited and happy. That is the first time there's one of them. So other people that came, they are still new in the game. They don't know them as such. I know everybody.
It says because you throw money around.
I throw money around?
Yes.
Well,
that's why you have a lot of supporters.
Well, I don't think so because people are supporting me for almost since 1999. People are still there. They are organic supporters. It's not money. These are local people. You don't even know what money do for them. But the point is that in the structured party, the party has been fractured, actually. That's fractured.
Your faction and Iyiola Omisore faction?
No, it's just across the state, not my faction. Mr. Iyiola was the last governor. All the ESCOs in the states, from ward executive to the state, he appointed all of them. He superintended all of them. I was not involved in it. Even my ward chairman, I don't know my ward chairman.
Do you feel betrayed?
No, I didn't, because when the time came to me to come out, everybody came around.
All right.
So I don't feel betrayed at all.
Senator,
this life must go on. And somebody show gratitude, life must go on.
All right. So talking about political baggage, it's a moment for you to address these concerns and whether they were weighty enough. As far back as 2009, I'm always taking you back to these old dates. The Court of Appeal annulled your senatorial election for Osun East, citing electoral irregularities, talked about violence and intimidation. How do you respond to these judicial findings today? And what does it say about the integrity of your past mandates?
Well, the point is that the election was cancelled. We asked to go for re-election, right? And I won the re-election. What again? There's nothing to talk about this now. Because though the court process was fractured, we considered it, but we realized that elections, the court does not decide the election. The people decide the election on the other side of it. And when we went for election, and I won across massively. I won nearly every booth in my central district. So these things happens once in a while. You win election, you lose election, you have issues on the road, but the point that your person has not changed. Your followership has not changed, and your people have not changed. And you made focused, you made decided, and you made available to your people.
But there's a reason they call them political baggage. Also in 2023, you threatened legal action against APC Vice Chair Saliu Lukman, I'm sure you remember, for allegedly defaming you. It allegedly defamed you by claiming you mismanaged campaign funds in Osun State. You also called him a black sheep of APC. What triggered that dispute?
And what
broader message, Senator, does it say about, we're talking about internal accountability in the APC.
What I said that time was that he said I mismanaged campaign fund of Osun State.
Did you mismanage?
I don't even have access to the funds. What's my business to Osun State campaign fund? So that's why I say what does I say at that time?
You called him a black sheep.
Exactly.
Of the APC.
I didn't have access to it. So that was lack of knowledge from his own part.
But he said he had proof.
I didn't have access to the money. I wasn't the candidate where everybody come to. I was not the candidate. I was not the governor. I was not contesting. So that's just like I said. It was as I said. Because so when people talk out of nobility, because they don't know what they are saying, I mean, how can a national secretary be continuing in front of a state election? It's not possible. Maybe if I was not governor of my state, maybe if I was a candidate, then maybe not entirely. All money was given to the governor with not single penny to me. So when he just said that, because when you put in a certain people into offices, that's the problem. If you had been a councillor before, you would have realized that acquisition was baseless from one side.
And you say the system no longer favors you. And that's why you're crying foul today, because there was another accusation that you, along with the then national chairman, I'm talking about Abdullahi Adamu, reduced the role of NWC to that of a rubber stamp, which means that decisions were made or being made without proper consultation, and NWC members had little say on the happenings within the party. And today you're crying foul because the system no longer favors you.
Well, these allegations you said, up to today, I still have majority of NWC members with me. And the structure of NWC member cannot
make reconciliation happens.
What I'm saying is that the NWC constitution or composition doesn't even what you just said now. national chairman, as national, we have 2 deputy national chairmen from North and South. So how will Adam Abdullahi make decisions without their knowledge? Every decision made will take it to NWC. So these are just beer parlogists or inexperienced people talking rubbish. I would like to say national secretary and the chairman made all decisions. It's not possible. We have a quorum in the party constitution. Without the quorum, you can't sit. And when you take decision as a quorum, I'm just the secretary. I have to convey this to everybody. So these are just by the side. These are things I don't even listen to because when people are not knowledgeable, they're inexperienced. So I don't really bother about it. So normally I even pity them. Who say kind of thing.
Who are those making the accusations?
I don't know. I don't know where you get them from now.
In hindsight, Senator, what structural reforms would you advocate, or would you advocate within the party to enable such allegations to flourish?
Well, I think you know, if you have genuine allegations in parties, all of us have a voice. That is when you get to NWC, you raise the issue. When we are going for an NWC meeting, before we draw our agenda, we have to ask for the members, what do we have to discuss? And sometimes in our meetings, agenda were drawn and approved. So there are cases where people have accused issues, we have data. So it's not just for you to just say something beside the door. Anything done in the NWC must be documented and must be taken seriously. So you can't just say that if you are going now, if your name is Funke, they're calling you a Gina, are you going to fight anybody? No. You don't be decided by a baseless argument. It must be substantial. As probably if you get distracted by small arguments here and there, you lose focus. So that is it.
All right. I want to take you back to the Electoral Act, which you referred to. You say it emphasizes that the nomination of a candidate is not solely a party's prerogative. How do you reconcile this with, strong party influence in primaries?
What?
In party primaries.
Well, by the time candidates are cleared.
Because this is not just about the APC.
Yeah.
It happens in the PDP, Labour Party, and other parties.
It was the experience of imposition or disqualification recklessly that made the electorate to regulate that. Look, when your aspirant must be cleared. When you now go for party primaries, there be people from INEC to witness the primary. So that will regulate the party primaries. So, but in the case where you didn't go to party primaries or you are not allowed to go to primaries, so that's entirely. So the Electoral Act was very clear. But in those military regime, those time of Yana Bacha, that's why you see people disqualified, even on the day of election. Those days, you just say maybe in the morning of election, say you are disqualified. So those things are taken care out of experience that we may make it clear. And this rascality is always been with parties. Like I said.
Was this happening even when you were National Secretary of the APC?
No, I said earlier on. I said, look, even presidential primaries, the people were motivated that we have to discover some aspirants. But look, our secretary said, look, it is not possible. Don't go beyond the law. This is what the law says. Don't let what we know, we have to run far about it. When there was a thick influence, thick conversation in that direction, I had to invite the provost of Agricultural Academy to witness the place and to be alerting me when they want to go off track. And I came there to look, gentlemen, the screening committee of the party is internal arrangement. Check their documents, check the papers. If there are things to be done, you let them know. So that is why I know that. But at my level, I'm a mathematician, I'm a tactician. I feed documents for the president, I feed for the vice president, for the governors of this nation, and everybody. So they said that president on his agenda speech said it that day. Said he wants to thank Iyiola Omisore to ensure that we comply with INEC guidelines. INEC guidelines are more stringent than the party nomination. So what talk about
let's stay on this, Senator, because like I said, this is not an APC challenge. I mean, we have same challenge with PDP and other political parties. But if nomination is not a party's exclusive right, why don't you think political parties still wield enormous power over who emerges as a candidate?
No, disqualification, not nomination. Disqualification of candidates are not prerogative of the parties. But the prerogative of the party are the primaries. So the party can control primaries, direct, indirect, or consensus. Whatever the party adopts is what they're going to use. So the finality stays with the party at the level of primaries, not at the level of screening.
All right. So should aspirants rely more on the law or the party structure when they feel cheated during primaries?
Because there are Supreme Court judgment that says that before you can even go to court, you must explore the party structure of complaints. Like all of us now that were disqualified, we went to the appeal. So appeal committee, we met with them. They have to write their report. So some of them will upturn the report, some of them will not agree with the screening committee. But unfortunately, I won't appeal committee up to the most of them their report. But we need there was some crisis among them. Some felt that no basis for disqualification, the other felt otherwise. So, and you can see that I'm working towards a trajectory.
All right, so back to you, Senator. It looks like you're no longer going to court. So the state leadership of the party is waiting or would have to wait for or act on the president's advice. Where do we go from here? What should your supporters be expecting?
No, we have to tell our supporters that, look, the president has spoken, and as party members, they have to work with the terms of the presidency. So, and if the disqualification is reversed by the party, we remain ourselves. If it does not, then we have to go to court.
Do you think a new date would be announced for the party primaries?
No, I'm not sure. Because ordinarily, even in the party constitution, that's the APC constitution, section 21, subsection 4, says that when you go for an appeal, that in the wisdom of the party, in the wisdom of the fair play of the party, that all actions must be stayed until the finality of the appeal. You know, this is the position of the party. But now, if they go ahead with it, that means they are running against the of the constitution of the party. But we need development now that the president has already gotten involved and arranged for a consensus candidate. Those have been overtaken by events.
All right.
So but these are just for records, for posterity, and for future.
So what's your message to your supporters who are at the moment upset, angry, and who also feel betrayed?
Well, like I issued a statement to them about a few days ago, I've called the meeting of my supporters for tomorrow. So I have to talk to them, then we interact. Because supporters, because they're not my staff. So we are colleagues in that in the group. So we interact with them, we bring ideas with them, and we let them know where we are. And all of them are party men and party women. They have to follow the line.
Senator, what do you want to be remembered for? It's a long time coming.
Well, I want to remember for that I'm a very frank person. I'm very frank. I say it as it is. And I don't abhor all forms of animosity on their speeches or backbiting. That was why I said I met Mr. President. I said, Mr. President, you are the leader of the nation of the party. You have the right to decide. But it's for us to let you know what's on ground. You must know what's operative. So you cannot take an informed decision based on our own input to you. So nobody must cage you to now feed you with wrong information. Because there is tendency that if his president is not exposed to know all this thing, even apart from party, even policy of government, ministries of this thing, if they don't meet and exchange ideas, they will take on policies. So all those things have to be factual and frank. And they are to Mr. President, and I told him exactly what I'm telling you now. And I said the finality of the decision lies on him because of his own wisdom.
Lies on the president.
Exactly.
All right.
So all the same, but I will not fail to let him know that these are the issues. But I mean, like I said, that look at the photo opposite yesterday. Now, no single Osun State leader was there. So I mean, Mr. Iyiola would have invited some leaders of Osun State to go to the president as well. So they now look at it. You can't see it at home. But the moment he appropriated Osun State to himself and believe that all this can be done by himself alone, it's a problem. And the last election we held that they lost in the Central District, out of 10 local governments, he lost 9. So how can somebody of that stand impose candidate on others? So those are the issues. I just I mean, I don't have any grudge with anybody. I just want us to make sure that when we win that election coming, because 2018 was a difficult task, 2022 was the right off. So if you don't change our strategy, we go by the same method, the same thing. The person responsible was Commissioner for Finance under him. If a governor fail election to a candidate, and you are not bringing Commissioner for Finance after 4 years, what is going to change?
That's politics. But also, I want to take you up on national politics before I let you go tonight. A few minutes to go this evening. APC now controls 27 states. And if I'm to go by what the Minister of Information said, it says they're expecting 4 more governors by 2026. Is this good for us as a nation?
Well, nobody is forcing PDP to come and join APC. I'm sure you know. Nobody's forcing them.
I don't know.
Nobody's forcing them. That's reality. And as a party, if you are coming to join our party, we will not say no to you. We will not encourage you not to come. And it is our own plus for your own party to diminish. And in the Electoral Act too, they say you cannot change party except you have factions in your political party. That's the Electoral Act. Luckily for all the people coming, governors and senators now, their political party has been fractured. So these are the basis for changing parties. So if they feel comfortable, they believe in what President Bola Tinubu is doing, and they feel they are safe with the APC. We cannot stop them. And the beauty of it is that even when there's no opposition outside, there are opposition within the party. It's always like that.
And back to Osun State, I just remembered most of you worked against the coming of Governor Adeleke into the APC. I'm sure you must be happy that he's now with a court party.
Well, I wasn't working against him.
You called him an orphan, a political orphan.
Yeah, I wasn't working against him. I just told him that if he wanted to come to APC, he should follow the procedure. He resigned from his ward in Ede. He just applied to his ward in Ede too. So let him just come to us. Then we now start discussing. By that time, he was trying to come from the top. And I was getting pressures from other people that, look, this guy want to come, you should allow him to come. So but my own was that I don't mind him coming, but let him follow the position, come to the state, let us talk and discuss.
All right,
so being an orphan that time, eventually now, even that time, PDP was not this bad. So after that, I said that PDP now into factions. So like a prediction.
All right. Thank you for speaking with us tonight. It was great hearing your own part of the conversation and how you feel about the whole debacle. Thank you, former Deputy Governor of Osun State, 2-term Senator and former National Secretary of the APC. Thank you so much, Senator Iyiola Omisore. Thank you for speaking with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And thank you very much for joining us on the program tonight. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But before we go, let's tell you that the views and reactions of our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Meanwhile, you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at 12:30 a.m. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG and at Olajumoke using the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News NG. I am Olajumoke Olatuji. Good night, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow.
Wherever we go, we carry the taste of home with us. Because, as everyone knows, it's never just food. It's moments shared and memories made. And no matter where we are, it's the things we share that keep us together. Remitly, every transfer brings you closer.
Nigerians are making their mark, building businesses, shaping landscape, creating impact, carrying the green-white green with pride. But beyond these success stories lies one powerful truth: we are stronger when we connect. Join us on Diaspora Connect, a program that bridges the gap between Nigerians abroad and opportunities back home. Each episode showcases the inspiring journeys of grass to grace and the resilient spirit in the diaspora. From entrepreneurs driving change to professionals investing in the nation's future. Don't miss the program every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. on TVC News. Together, we're building bridges that strengthen our identity, our economy, our nation.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the